Well, I'll start by saying if you haven't watched the section on the weekly double up, go do that first, because really these accumulators function very similarly. The only difference is the way that double up level is triggered. So as you remember with the weekly double up, we had double up risk every week. So any week that accumulator or that futures market was trading above our accumulation level, then we doubled our sales. When we use a euro double up, that's not the way it works. We could trade above that accumulation level throughout the life of the accumulator contract. The double up risk is all contained to the last day. So if, and only if, the futures market is trading above our accumulation level when the contract expires, then we will double up the entire quantity that we enrolled into that structure. Again, just like before, in terms of knockout, once that knockout level is triggered, and that could happen on any day of throughout the life of the contract, all sales that are made will be valid, but we will not accumulate any sales moving forward. Now, I will point out that as we're deciding between a weekly and a euro, what type of double up function to use, there is going to be a different accumulation level and more than likely a different knockout level associated to these two contracts too. So that's one component that you would have to consider. So an accumulator with a euro double up is going to be considered far more aggressive than one with a weekly double up, and that's just because we are containing all of that double up risk to the last day. So think about it in terms of options. We could break out the components that make up a accumulator pretty easy in our heads. What is a double up? So we talked about that collar strategy, right? We bought a put and sold a call. Well, with a double up, we essentially, it's a little bit more complicated than this, but essentially have sold two calls. Now, if we have an accumulator that has weekly double up risk, we are losing double up risk every week, and thus we're also losing the ability to sell those options every week. So when we use or utilize a accumulator that has a euro double up, we're able to contain all of that double up risk to the last day and collect all of that premium that's associated with those option positions all the way out till the final day of the structure. Well, as we mentioned, we have more time to sell, and thus we collect more premium throughout that time. So that usually enhances our accumulation level, but it also poses us more risk because we are losing double up risk with a weekly accumulator every week that we don't double up, as to where when we're using a euro accumulator, that risk is all contained to the last day. So the final settlement day is very important when using a euro accumulator, and that's because that's when we're going to decide how much grain you ultimately sell. If we put that 10,000 bushels that I think we referenced earlier in this video into an accumulator with euro double up, and we did hit a futures price that was above that accumulation level on the last day, then rather than selling 10,000 bushels, you have now committed to selling 20,000 bushels at that accumulation level with a market price that is trading above that accumulation level.